good courses being offered here. They are broadening the curriculum to include more, but they have serious challenges. The infrastructure is what it was in 1985. Very little development has taken place. So when you look at even the asbestos roofing, the state of the classes, the students' facility, they have a serious need to build and refurbish what there is here. And they also have satellite campuses for the different ecological zones. There is need to build afresh and even refurbish what there is for both the marine centers in Malindi. I think they have another one at Savo. They have one at Kisumu. So it is a young institute. It was commissioned officially last year in July 2021. So it is at tethering stages. If we can help them get it right now, we are looking at another many years of prosperity within wildlife conservation. And just to mention that data-driven decisions is the way to go for the country. And this is a premier and the only government institution on wildlife conservation. At least I'm proud that they did a proper census and they mapped out the effects of drought on wildlife, released a report in November, end of November. That report was launched in a major way. The president is aware of the situation. There has been some interventions done. There's been some water tracking, provision of hay. They have done a bit of water pans, digging dams. Much more needs to be done. And a lot of that also needs to be done so that we are prepared for the next major drought season. You realize that climate change is a major issue concerning both human beings and wildlife. A lot of effort is put in human beings, rightly so, because of course human life is very sacred. But we forget that wildlife is a major. We, as human beings, we also have the responsibility to take care of wildlife, one. And number two, that tourism is the second GDP earner in this country. And 70% of tourism is derived from wildlife. One of the things I have to report is that they have put their house in order. They know exactly how much they need for infrastructure, exactly how much, and they have even mapped out what infrastructure projects there are. So if I just did a highlight of the infrastructure projects, that is buildings, whether constructions or refurbishments, they need about 3.3 billion in the new financial year. That sounds a lot, but we have to remember that it is a young institution. Once that is done in the coming financial years, it will be lesser and lesser. And of course, that money is going to a good cause. It will help preserve our wildlife. It will help our students come to good facilities to train. Those same students will go out and either create jobs or be employed and become part of the economy of this country.
You remember we launched our 5-year strategic plan with the vision, mission, and we have prioritized 7 projects around the government's agenda. And with the support the PS has mentioned, both from government and development partners, we should be able to provide the needed data to guide management of our wildlife capital in protected areas, county reserves, and community conservancies. So we are excited and looking forward to working with the PS and the Cabinet Secretary to support all the government initiatives. All the ongoing research, be it on wildlife tracking using technology, will have one national database portal based here. You want to know how many elephants the country have? This is the institute to come. How many rhinos? This is the institute. Not everybody will provide numbers to the Cabinet Secretary and to the PS. So we already, post the national census last year, we already updating numbers. And the PS and CS will be releasing the status, for example, at the end of the year of the rhino population, which is performing well. So ours is data, and one of our priority is to establish this national wildlife database. And the other priority research programs we'll share in due course. We released the report, and the Cabinet Secretary released last month. And we know some areas of the country have received rain. The government has already done the interventions, and we will continue monitoring the impact as an institute and inform interventions required, as explained by the Principal Secretary. We had not lost the critically endangered rhino to drought. Of course, elephant babies and the old ones also died, and in that report, which is available online, you'll see where most deaths happened. So I'll prefer you refer to that report to get the numbers, because it has the most areas that are affected and which species were affected most, and we have continued to monitor the impact on the species and areas being affected to inform the intervention.